We all want to make better choices. Well, today I'm going to talk about a little 5-step process for you to help you make your best choices. I did this presentation a week ago at the Salt Lake Real Estate Investors Association, and the audio was really crappy, so we're going to redo it right now. And so hopefully you find value in this. I enjoyed putting it together, so let's jump right into it. This is my 5-step best choice process. Reviewing them from top to bottom, we're going to talk about believing, making it easy, scheduling, trusting in your network, and then the final one is changing or adapting along the way if needed. So we're going to jump right into it. Step number 1 is to believe. You really got to believe that what you're doing is adding value to your life and is what you should be doing. And once you really believe, it's amazing what can happen. I'm reading a book right now by Dorothy Brand called Wake Up and Live. It was written, I think, in the 60s, but there's a part here where it talks about, and I've circled it on the slides, acting as if it were impossible to fail. That is so much different than just giving it a shot. We'll see how it works. And other people have talked about this a lot. This is where I've learned it, is when you actually believe that what you're going for has actually already happened, your subconscious mind helps you make your decisions day to day in your planning so that you will execute and realize that belief. So acting as if it were impossible to fail, I think, is the foundation to all of these best choices, which we're going to go through in the subsequent videos and in this presentation. So how do you do that? Well, you got to have a goal, an aspiration, and a belief in my mind that your future is greater than your past. Yes, we can learn from the past, and by stacking wins and beliefs from the past, when you've made goals and progresses, we can then stack those to have a greater belief for something down the road. But that target or that goal will help us realize where we're headed so that we can have belief in that goal and then make it happen. So I'm going to have an example about a real estate transaction that happened a couple of years ago. And if you've watched some of my other videos, then you've probably maybe seen this example, but we'll review it right now. So the setup to this is, I've done a lot of deals, mostly single family, smaller deals. I bought a couple small apartments, some fourplexes, duplexes, but I think the limit of a purchase price I've ever tackled is something in the $1.5 to $2 million. But 2.5 years ago during COVID, I was introduced, well, let me back up. I had some specific goals at this time. I've utilized the benefits of doing cost segregation as a real estate professional. So in the year or two before this, I had intentionally planned to buy a few different properties so that I could use cost segregation to reduce the tax liability. It also motivated me to buy these properties, which ended up being really good properties anyway. And so going into the year of 2021, I knew that I wanted to take down another commercial or residential property that I could cost seg, but I didn't know what it was. But I had that belief because I had prior wins from the years before of doing cost segregation and buying these properties. So I knew that it was going to be beneficial and valuable, but I just didn't quite know where it would be, but it was on my goals. It was my target. So when I was presented with this opportunity, I was talking with an owner that owned these properties that was managing an HOA that I was a part of. And he mentioned, hey man, I'm going to list these properties for sale. And I immediately just said, Alex, I want to buy them. But I didn't know how I was going to buy them. The purchase price was $10.4 million. This was a bigger deal than I'd ever done before. And it was about August of 2021. But when I said, I am going to buy this deal, in my mind, I really already saw that it had happened. I believed it was going to happen because in my mind, I had actually already purchased it. Now we just needed to actually go through the motions of doing it. So with that belief, I didn't have any fear. I had a ton of confidence that this was going to work out. And so my mind was already putting the plan into place. I called a couple trusted partners that I knew had the capability, that they would be people that I'd want to work with. We put together a team of 4 general partners. In a series of a short 2 to 3 months, we raised $4 million, got a bank loan, closed this deal on the very last day of business in 2021. We were able to do cost segregation for the year 2021. It was a huge win for all of the general partners, myself, and the limited partners. And I really believe the only reason it worked is because I had that belief and I had planned ahead. I had a goal. I knew where I was going. And then I saw that happen the minute I said yes to it. And then it just took about 3.5, 4 months later for it to work. And it worked. So what is it that you want? Think about it with the begin with the end in mind. In my example, I knew that to buy this property, I'd have to end up getting a loan and getting limited partners. So I reverse engineered it, called a couple trusted investors, backfilled it with people they knew and that we knew for the limited partners. We knew we were going to need to get a bank loan. And so we kind of reversed engineered our process to get there. So what is it that you want in life? Not just real estate, but what is it that you want in life with personal relationships or in real estate? What kind of investing do you want? You know, just because a lot of people fix and flip doesn't mean that you need to do it if it's not right for you. Or maybe you're not the wholesaler type, or maybe you're more of a buy and hold. What's your appetite? What do you want? What schedule do you want? You know, being in the hard money lending game, it's pretty time intensive day to day and week to week because, you know, you've got nonstop transactions coming. So I'm in front of my desk quite a bit. Sometimes I love that, sometimes I don't. So I'm always kind of rethinking, what is it that I want? What kind of cash flow do you want? If you're looking for cash flow, maybe you should be looking at different deals than the guy that's looking for appreciation. And what's right for him or her may not be right for you. So you got to really think about what is it that you want. So when you get stuck, and again, it's your life, create the vision of what you want in all areas of your life. Believe it, and then take action. So sometimes we get stuck, we need to reframe. And so here are some words to shift your thinking and action. If I would have, go back to my example, if I would have thought, this isn't going to work, there's no way I could pull off this, buying this commercial real estate in Park City. But maybe I use the word unless I believe in it a little bit more, unless I think about who could come in and help me and benefit from this project as well. Or maybe I say, hey, this opportunity is in front of me. And since I have a belief and I've been thinking that this is a goal that I want to accomplish, because it is, then I can make it happen. So the word unless, the word because is a powerful one. And then what if? What if I could do it? What if I could now buy a $30 million property? What if? So unless, because, what if? And then the other one that I like, does this bring me joy? If we're doing things that we don't naturally like doing or that are annoying, there's a concept that I've learned from Joe Polish, one of my mentors at Genius Network. You can either have a half business or an elf business. A half is hard, annoying, lame, and frustrating. And an elf business is easy, lucrative, and fun. So anything that's hard and rewarding, even if it's something you believe and that does bring you joy, there's times where it's a grind and you're not going to love it. But if you have that bigger vision and believing that your future is greater than yourself, you're going to get through it a lot easier. So what do you believe you can make happen? Write it down, figure it out, believe in it, and go get it. Thanks for watching this video. Tune into the next one where we're going to go over step 2, which is making it easy to do. We just talked about belief, part of the 5-step process, which is believing, making it easy, scheduling it, trusting in your network, and changing and adapting if needed.